Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your libertarian car guy, and I thought I'd do a quick little rant about something that some of you may be interested in. You can see the barrier ahead of me that I'm filming. I'm on the Blue Ridge Parkway, not far from Roanoke in Southwest Virginia, and you might think that the gate is down on account of the government shutdown, which is the government's way of punishing us poor tax serfs by denying us some of the services that we've already paid for, like the roads. But actually, the gate has been down for months. About 2 months ago, I think, it might even be longer ago, we had an ice storm here in Southwest Virginia, and that became the pretext for closing the gates. And I say pretext because the government workers, the Park Service workers, the armed government workers of the Park Service will close these gates at any opportunity, and I think they do that because they view this as their road, even though we pay for it. In any event, yeah, some limbs fell, but weeks and months went by, and I'm pretty sure that those limbs have all been cleaned up, and the gate is still down. So it never went back up in between the storm and the government shutdown, and this has probably been the longest stretch of the parkway being closed in the 16 years that I've lived in this area. And it's just really frustrating and aggravating. You know, they'll of course claim it's for safety, but they'll close the gates if it is even in the forecast that it might snow. A flake doesn't even actually have to fall, and they'll close the gate, and then they'll keep it closed for safety. And again, this is a road that we pay for, but it winds up being their private little road, like in Russia, where the elite can use it, because of course the elite, the armed government workers, have keys to these gates, and they can open and close them at their leisure. So it's their own private little highway that they can use and keep us serfs from using the roads that they plunder us to pay for. So it's enormously frustrating for a lot of people who prefer to use these roads because they're more convenient, and after all, we paid for them, but we don't get to use them. I wonder how long it will be before the gates come open again. It will probably be the case that the gates stay closed even after the bad orange man bends knee and they come to some sort of a deal as far as this government shutdown is concerned. They'll find some other pretext or excuse. I mean, after all, it's windy right now. A tree might fall. Safety! And by the way, that whole safety thing is again predicated on this dumbing down least common denominator-ism that is systematically, along with some other things, destroying this country. The presumption is that if there is some imbecile out there who can't deal with a little snow on the ground, or who can't figure out how to drive around a branch that's in the road, then everything's got to be shut down to make sure that everybody stays safe, even though there actually are people who are perfectly capable of driving when there's a little snow on the ground, and who do know how to drive around a branch that's in the road, and who might even stop to move the branch out of the way, so it's not a problem. Instead, we're taken care of by these pistol-packing armed government workers who are out there lurking and waiting to get somebody for driving 2 miles an hour over the underposted speed limit, which is another form of the dumbed-down least common denominator-ism that is ruining the country. Anyway, end of rant. I've also got something on another topic up at epautos.com, or will later today, about the ongoing fraud that is Tesla Motors. And what I'm referring to specifically is the fact that they are not making good on the promise to sell that affordable, and I put it in air quotes, $35,000 Model 3 that they've been talking about and the media has been amen cornering now for several years. They are selling the much more expensive version of that car, which transacts for closer to $60,000 rather than the promised $35,000. And even a lot of Tesla fanboys and people who have had nothing but good things and apologies to say for the company are starting to have enough of this. So there'll be an article up on the site later if you're interested in that. And there's also something about some of the ultra creepy big mama technology that was unveiled at CNET in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. So please visit epautos.com, the net's best libertarian gearhead site, to check that stuff out and more. And we will catch up with you again soon.